Welcome back, artists. Today we are going to start painting our Takashi Murakami anime flowers. We will be beginning with painting the petals around the outside of our flower using liquid watercolor. I'm going to get a paper that looks like this to start with. I've got my flower shape, and the very first thing that I need to write on my paper is my name and my class code. I want to write that on the back so that I don't see it on the front. My class code is the first three letters of my teacher's name. You are a kindergartner, so you are going to start with a K for kindergarten, and then the first three letters of your teacher's name. If you're not sure what that is, ask an adult. Once I'm done, I will flip my paper back over, and I am ready to paint. When I paint, I hold my paintbrush like a pencil, so I don't want to hold my brush all the way back here. That makes it hard for me to control what I'm doing. I want to pinch the metal part of my brush between my thumb and my finger, and I hold it lower to the brush because it's easy to control where I'm painting. I get to choose one color for this picture. For this one, I chose pink, but on this flower, I think I'm gonna do red. So I have my red paint right here. I'll hold my brush with my finger and my thumb on the metal, and I'm just going to dip my paintbrush in my paint. If I look closely, I can now see that the bristles of my brush look red. And I'll put my paintbrush right on the paper and start painting in my petal. Notice that my brush is barely touching the paper. I don't need to push down hard. If I push down hard, it hurts my paintbrush. So I'm just barely touching. And I'll keep spreading my paint. If I run out, I dip and I get more. I go slow on the edges. I notice that I always want to be able to see the line that I'm painting next to, and that's why I hold my paintbrush like this. And I'm gonna paint in carefully with my paint. Now for this project, I'm going to ask that you make a pattern. A pattern is something that repeats. I'm going to do a pattern with the color that I chose, which is red and white. So on this flower, I see my pattern is pink, white, and then it repeats. Pink, white, pink, white, pink, white, pink, white. What do you think my pattern on this flower will be? Right, red, white, red, white, red, white. So if I'm making a pattern, can I put red right here? No, I can't put red here. Red needs to go on this flower petal, because remember, it's red, white, red, white. So my next petal I'm going to paint is right here. Dip my brush, hold it on the metal, and start slow on my edges. I go slow on my edges so that I stay in the line. All right, where is the next petal that I need to paint red? You're right here. Now I'm gonna show you here, I'm not gonna put more paint on my brush yet. And as I paint, I notice that my color is starting to get lighter. When I notice that, my brush is trying to tell me something. It's telling me it needs more paint. Do I get more paint by pushing down harder with my brush? No. If I push down harder with my brush, it hurts my brush. So I need to listen to my brush. I see that there's not a lot of red color. I need to go get more. And then I can keep painting. I can paint a little bit faster in the middle. I also want you to notice, am I painting in the middle of my flower? No, not today. We're gonna end up keeping the middle of our flower white, so I don't need to paint in the middle here. It is okay if I get some paint in the middle because we are going to be cutting out a white circle and gluing it on top. So if I get some paint in the middle on accident, is that a big deal? No, that's okay. I just want to try my best to keep my center white, but we can fix it if you do get paint there. I'm going to continue painting all the way around my flower, making sure that I'm using my color and white to make a pattern, and I want to fill in all of my petals carefully. Now that I'm done painting, I'm going to go wash out my brush in the sink with water, and I'm going to put my paper, it has wet paint on it, so it needs to go to the drying rack to dry before we can do any more work on it.